More than a century ago, in the small town of Nosori, a story of love and compassion began. It was the early 1900s, and Fiji was still under colonial rule. Along the banks of the Rara River, the Methodist Mission had established its headquarters at Davilevu, a quiet place surrounded by lush green fields and the sounds of the tropics. One day, something extraordinary happened. A basket containing 2 tiny babies was left on the mission steps. The missionaries, shocked and heartbroken, realized there was no safe places for the abandoned or orphan children in the area. Out of that moment of compassion, the idea for a home, a place of shelter, care, and hope, was born. In 1904, under the guidance of the Methodist missionaries such as Reverend Dr. Burton and Miss Mary Austin, the Dilkusha Children's Home was established. The name Dilkusha, borrowed from a Hindi word meaning happy heart or delightful, captured the spirit of the place, a home meant to bring joy where sadness once lived. At first, the home was just a small wooden building, housing a handful of children, mostly girls who had lost parents or had been abandoned. Life was simple and full of challenges, but it was also filled with faith, singing, and shared meals prepared over smoky wood fires. Then tragedy struck. In 1910, a powerful hurricane swept across Fiji and destroyed the original building, leaving the children and the missionaries devastated, with almost nothing. Yet their determination did not falter. The Methodist community rallied together, and by 1912, a new double-story home was built and integrated by the governor of Fiji himself, Sir Ernest Sweet Escott. The home stood as a symbol of resilience and hope. Over time, Dilkusha became more than just a refuge. It became a family. A small school was started for the children, and soon local families asked if their daughters could attend too. Thus began Dilkusha Girls' School, which could grow side by side with the home. In the mid-1900s, Miss C.J. Weston, a devoted missionary teacher, led the school for many years, helping young girls gain an education and confidence in a world that often offered little to women. The laughter of girls filled the compound, and Dilkusha gardens bloomed with hibiscus and frangipani, signs of life and renewal. In 1970s, a remarkable Fijian woman, Deaconess Olivia Coroto Nataniela, became the home superintendent. Her warm leadership and deep faith guided hundreds of girls through difficult times. Under her care, the home became not just a shelter, but a place of empowerment where girls learned skills, values, and self-worth. Throughout the years, many other deaconesses, including Lamba Levetti, Sala Kadivakawalu, and Luce Rarawa Bongi, continued this legacy of compassion. Together with the Methodist Church and local community, they helped transform lives. By the 2000s, Dilkusha had touched the lives of thousands of Fijian children. In 2004, it proudly celebrated its 100th anniversary, marking a century of faith, resilience, and service. Yet, like any long journey, the road was not always easy. In recent years, the home faced challenges, including worn-out infrastructure and calls for improved oversight, reminding everyone that children requires constant vigilance and care. Despite this, the spirit of Dilkusha endures. Today, more than 120 years after its establishment, the Dilkusha Girls' Home remains a beacon of hope. Under the leadership of Deaconess Luisa Rarawa Bongi, it continues to provide love and shelter to children who need it most. The girls who grew up there often speak of the home not as an institution, but as a family, one built on faith, kindness, and second chances. And so the story of Dilkusha continues, the story of a place that began with 2 tiny babies in a basket and became one of Fiji's most historical, cherished homes of the happy heart.